I should have known the night would go wrong the moment the string lights flickered, right as I was about to walk down the aisle. An omen, if you believe in that sort of thing. But I don't believe in omens. I believe in patterns, and my family had a pattern. So when my mother lifted her champagne glass during the reception and said, loud enough for the chandeliers to shiver, "We've decided to give the house your in-laws gifted you to your sister," I didn't gasp. My sister didn't even look at me. She just leaned back in her blush pink dress, smirking, and added, "It's just a gift. It's not that deep." The guests went quiet. My husband squeezed my hand under the table, and I smiled. That was the moment they should have realized something was different. But betrayal blinds the arrogant. There was a time I believed my family loved me. Stupid, I know. I used to think my sister's cruelty was insecurity, my mother's favoritism, habit, their small humiliations done in public, missteps. But it wasn't missteps, it was a choreography. Every birthday, my sister accidentally outshined me. Every achievement, my mother redirected praise toward her. And when I got engaged, their smiles were too tight, too rehearsed. Yet I wanted peace. I wanted a family. That was my mistake. Months before the wedding, the house deed arrived from my in-laws, an unexpected, generous wedding gift. I told my mother out of excitement. She told my sister out of instinct. And suddenly, little things shifted. My sister began touring the house because she was curious. My mother asked for the spare keys for emergencies. And one evening, I found them sitting in my future living room discussing paint colors like the place already belonged to them. The final confirmation came in the form of a text I wasn't meant to see. My sister bragging to a cousin. "Mom said we'll take it after the wedding. She won't fight back." They were right. I wouldn't fight. Not directly. Revenge isn't rage. Rage is sloppy. Revenge is quiet. I spent the next weeks watching them, not reacting, not correcting, just studying. They assumed silence was surrender. They always had. Meanwhile, my husband and I visited a lawyer. We filed paperwork. We set up transfers, trusts, and protections they didn't even know existed. Every signature was a step toward freedom and toward their fall. The first move was subtle. I let my mother plan the wedding seating chart, knowing she'd place herself at the center. I let my sister pick her own dress, knowing she'd choose something inappropriate. I let them believe they had power. But behind the scenes, the house deed was quietly sealed into a marital trust, irreversible without both spouses' signatures. Ownership was airtight, legally untouchable. My in-laws knew. My husband knew. My mother did not. My sister never suspected. The second move was more poetic. I asked my father, usually quiet, uncomfortable with conflict, to give a toast at the reception. He agreed, relieved to finally be asked to do something. He didn't know what I planned. He didn't need to. The real stage wasn't his toast. It was theirs. So when my mother made her announcement, "We're giving the house to your sister," I didn't correct her. I simply placed my champagne flute down, looked at my husband, and said, softly, "Fine." He echoed me, "Fine." My mother blanked. My sister's smile cracked. They weren't expecting calm. Calm is dangerous. I turned to them and added, "It's already in a marital trust, signed last month. You can't move it, sell it, gift it, or touch it. But please, continue." The color drained from my mother's face first. My sister let out a small strangled noise. Around us, guests shifted, eavesdropping shamelessly. I leaned in, voice low enough only they could hear. "You tried to humiliate me at my own wedding, so I made sure your humiliation would be permanent." My father set down the microphone wide-eyed, realizing the toast was no longer necessary. My sister whispered, "You planned this?" "Yes," I said, "because I know you." They left the wedding early. Of course they did. But I stayed. I danced. I laughed. I tasted freedom for the first time. Later, my husband asked if I felt guilty. No, I told him. I feel clean. Betrayal taught me something my family never wanted me to learn. Silence is not weakness. It's preparation. And they'll never underestimate me again.